Well, thank you for joining us today for early retro Jesus music, 1980s. Joe English, and goes back, 43 years? As you can tell in the background, we've got the air conditioner and the fan going. It's hot and humid here, so double barrel action. Sorry about the sound if it affects it. You know, before we get to this, I was initially hesitant, a bit hesitant about this entry and this LP because I was graduating from Bible school at that time for a second time, and it was definitely appealing to the teen or the 20s or 30s genre of that time, and still is to a degree to this day. What I was expecting was something big, though, after all. And this was also the time Dylan and others were coming out as Christians. And he was in McCartney's Wings band, and that chap from Liverpool. Our dad's called the mop-tops of the Beatles. Uh, the more we're expecting of culture to change, it seems the more Christians adapt to accommodate the culture, which is not really the gospel. We copy the culture instead of the culture following Christ. Later, when he had a fall from grace, it made me want to not really listen to any of his music anymore. How I guess when we're immature, we kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater. But then I grew and matured and understood that these hardships occur not only to the faithful, but also to the faithless. And so we need to have grace and forgiveness and forbearance to restore one another when they fall, so they don't continue in an apostate state, as many have, which makes them at best carnal Christians, but happens to do when they fall and follow the culture, and it's a fine line to watch. Joe English is now 73 years old, although at the time he was just barely 30, and he's an American musician, and he's written a lot of great songs. In fact, you can see his resume. He put a lot of the songs that Wings and McCartney put together. He played drums for them, and in the Roxy band level. And in that September '77, he started getting homesick to come back home to Macon, Georgia, where he was from. And he had a salvation experience. And so he started to tour with groups like Petra and DeGarmo and Key. I mean, those are like the legends of the legends. Mylon Lefevre and Servant. So in 83, he had his own tours going, and he actually had his own little LPs going, and he joined Randy Stonehill and Phil Keaggy, and I mean these are big guys. Rick Kua in the Christian music industry, and he produced the All Star Band in 1988. Recorded the One by One, their only album together. Now, English did have a snare. He had some right hand and ankle problems, and that kind of inhibits him from playing these days. He joined the Word of Faith in 1990. It's a church down in Rutherford, North Carolina, and as of 2020, he remains involved within that church. But I always say, a Word of Faith, well, it's like prosperity gospel. You got to watch that too. So even though we profess a sort of Christianity, it's not the same Jesus. So pray for Joe English that he and others of that word of faith, name it and claim it, uh, grow. And now, without further ado, I almost forgot the song. Lights of the World, here we go. It has a progressive cultural sound, doesn't it? It's definitely different for the day.
Just but one way to go. Now in faith you must make to work what you know. Looking for the light in your eyes, waiting for the morning to realize. Oh, to love Living is forget and forgive. Don't you know to love is to live? Don't you time turns quickly and things will soon slip away. Bring the Savior and while today's still today. Listen to the words you've been told. Love will put an end to the world that is gold. Oh, to love is to live. What you get is just what you give. Don't you know? To love is to live. Don't you know? To love is to live. Living is forget and forgive. Don't you know? To love is to live. Don't you know? To love is to live. Don't you know?
Joe English, 1980, Lights in the World album, To Love Is to Live. And there you have it. That's our song, our retro song of the day. Hit subscribe, join us daily. Comment, if you will. Thanks for joining us on Florida Terrace. I'll see you tomorrow. Be looking for you on the other end. I won't be spinning records either.